allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
Wade misses. And the Spurs with possession. It's a three-point game. And Whiteside sends it back. Parker dishes to Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Leonard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Wade gets to Dragic. Leonard with the steal. One-on-one fast break. And the shot is good.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And the shot is good.
Don't underestimate him. He can knock that down.
And Parker, here we go. And the wide open shot from Green. And he misses his first shot. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
Wade kicks to Whiteside. Leonard again. Dang. Leonard the pass to Green. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Technical foul. San Antonio shooting their first free throw of the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys.
Just about 2 minutes into the game.
Damn. Damn, be there.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Leonard. Kicks it to Parker. Duncan left side. Just 5 to shoot.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
He'd have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. This season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers in fact the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
This is a good
Some
idea.
of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
Wade with it. He's picked up by Parker. Right side, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
It's Aldridge penetrating. Green kicks to Duncan. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
In for your Spurs.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
San Antonio making a switch here. Mills is checked in.
And with the Spurs and their winning percentage, it's right above 60. Not bad for a team that joined the NBA back in 1977.
Here's Leonard. It's rebounded by Bosch.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Mills dishes to Leonard. No one covered.
A lot of the Spurs' success, guys, with their winning percentage has come since the 90s. The way they are put together, who knows how high they can push that franchise winning percentage.
And he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And Green gets it to go.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
He feeds it to Aldridge. Corner shot. Another one falls for San Antonio. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Hey guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have it.
Anderson with the ball. Foul guarded by Winslow. And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014, but he spent pretty much the entire season on the bump.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys.
That's not fair. It's going to be a blowout.
Care if he took you in the first round or if
it's going to be a blowout.
Free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
San Antonio's gone 1 or 2 from long range.
Because I only got one person on that team.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Gets the pass to Johnson. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
I'll use the Pelicans.
Johnson's got his points in this one.
You know, talking about Kyle Anderson, he's a bit of a polarizing prospect, has a multifaceted skill set. I mean, excellent court vision, outstanding length, doesn't have elite athleticism, absolutely needs to get stronger, but he's got a lot of game.
Out to the wing. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Why you want him to win?
He hadn't established position.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Otto Ginobili's checked in for the Spurs. And the rejection by Stoudemire. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. It's the Heat. They lead by a bucket. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Duncan, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. And here's Green outside. Nice D from Dang. Wade kicks to Richardson. That calls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Richardson's got 5 points so far.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one. Listen, Kawhi Leonard hasn't been in the league for a long time, but he's feeling right at home. Said last season he wants to remain a Spur for life.
Good on both. And for Leonard here, players say that a lot, but rarely before they reach the end of their rookie contract.
Yeah, I think Leonard just realizes what a special situation he found himself in. I mean, he is the complete package as a player and custom made for how the Spurs like to play and do things.
Spurs foul call.
Misses again. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Chris.
You do that too.
The 10-footer finds the target. Leonard's got 10 points.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
Aldridge against Wade. And again, it's the Heat missing.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And stolen by Richardson. And it's Wade. That time on the assist by Richardson. 11 points for Wade.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And it's Dang in the corner. That's it, and the Miami lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Green.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
Now a timeout called by Miami. Kawhi Leonard with another great season last year earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with the Bucks.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
Kevin Martin is checked in for Daniel Green. And Miami with a change here, too. Whiteside's checked in. Spurs trail by 3. Leonard attacking. It's hauled in by Richardson.
And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in the lead company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Elijah Watson.
Whiteside dishes the Bosch. Power down with both hands.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that. Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received the car for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire sports team.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And guys, anytime you're tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. West is checked in for Duncan. Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Anu Ginobili's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And Ginobili, here we go. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And they get it back. They get it back. Kicks it out to Ginobili. There's the dish to Martin. It's good. This game is all even. Martin's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that he can afford to give him. He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Mills passes to Anderson. Stolen by Anderson. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And finished off by Martin.
too much coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even. The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
The Spurs shooting their 6 and 7 free throw attempts tonight. So both teams changing it up here. Both good from the line that time.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
I tell you what, nice job making the most of their opportunities.
Wade outside. It could go. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him.
I'm perfect on 3. What's up? By 2, yeah. I'm playing good as well.
And now, your Spurs. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
And, guys, as the game moves on, I think he should continue to be aggressive defensively to keep ball handlers off balance.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
D-Wade had a good quarter there. He has 15 points and 2 steals. The motor on this guy is amazing. Completely revved up. He's been everywhere today.
And it's hard to say which has influenced the game more, really, his offense or his D. I mean, take your pick.
On the court for the Heat, Dang and Bosch are small and power forwards. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Whiteside in the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season, averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year, and it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome power.
It's Dragic with the drive. Bosch, no one around him. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 5 assists in the game.
3 straight misses here to start the second half.
Now, here's Wade. He's got 15. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure. That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open.
Spurs trail by 4. There's Green with the 3. And Luol Deng pulls it down.
Ooh, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Here's Whiteside. Again, the Heat good for 2.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Out to Parker. Down low. Here's Duncan. And it's good off the back rim and in. Duncan's got his second basket of the game. And guys, Tim Duncan still dominant after 18 years. You know, he's reshaped his body. He has got a brand new diet, which he says has had a huge benefit. We saw it in the playoffs last year, Greg. I think, you know, he probably was one of the top 5 overall performers in last year's playoffs.
No doubt about it. the competitor he is, he decided to dictate to his body rather than letting his body dictate to him.
The Spurs making a switch here. Martin's checked in. The Heat over changing that. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Bosch. And it's Richardson in for Dwayne Wade. West is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. The Heat leading by 4.
You know, getting back to Duncan, when you talk to his teammates, they'll tell you he's disciplined. He maintains a strict diet, does off-the-floor training, from boxing to swimming, throwing tires, running in the sand. That keeps him motivated and engaged.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Martin dishes to West. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. They get Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, Greg. Getting everything he possibly could out of that play. Nicely done. Good call. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for the Spurs.
And talking about Duncan's new look, Coach Popovich had an interesting quote. Pop said, I look at him and tell him, you look like Sprewell used to look. Just skin and bones, ligaments and tendons. But you know what? You can't argue with success, and not many people have had more than Tim Duncan.
Nice shot by Ginobili. For Miami, they've gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. And that is good. 12 points now in the game for Hassan Whiteside.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
He's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in him. He's also been that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about the knees. I was out there for that.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark in the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
And Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion. I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Comes up empty off the pick.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Ginobili can't hit.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
The shot's good from Stoudemire.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Heat lead by 1. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's West in at the 5. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs.
And Dwayne Wade, as we know, one of the best in the business at blocking shots from that off-guard position. Hard to think of a guard who has had as many swats as Dwayne Wade in the past couple decades. One of the best ever.
You're talking about Wade on the blocks. Last season, he climbed up to 6th all-time in blocks caught by an NBA guard.
Amazing. Actually has the most blocks of any player who is his height or shorter in NBA history. Even with his explosiveness waning, his timing and savvy allow him to still be effective blocking shots.
Bosch can't get it to go.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out. Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state. But what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some kind of pain every game for the past few years, but he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
From 10 feet out, and it's Miami with the rebound.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions. Wow, the fans are really getting their money's worth tonight.
That's all then.
Entertaining ball game.
Up to this point, Greg, it's been almost impossible to separate these teams. I think this one's going to be close all the way.
Now here's Wade. Fades. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Leonard's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Greg, brought the topic of Wade. He's had a chance to make several tough mental adjustments throughout his career.
Well, he's always been a guy willing to alter his game for the good of the team. That's why he's got those championship rings, Kevin. You've got to be flexible, not just talented.
Well, when Shaq comes in and joins him, he doesn't change away with him. Ron came in to play.
Great credit to him.
Yeah.
Great credit.
Very admirable.
I'll tell you, Luol Deng is not exceptional in any one area, but really doesn't have any weaknesses either. I think he's been one of the most complete small forwards over the past decade in the league.
Tim Duncan, he's checking for West. And that one's good. Parker.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Here's Whiteside. That's it, coming off an assist from Dragic. 14 points now in the game for Hassan Whiteside. Talking about Luol Deng, his consistency year to year has been outstanding. Over 11 seasons, Greg, if you look at his averages across every category, they're remarkably similar.
And here's a guy who can score from anywhere. Great mid-range game, makes plays for his teammates, rebounds at both ends. He is versatile and bankable.
That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Wade. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the endurance and stamina of these teams, and it's also been a lot of fun to watch.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He told them it's time to fight and take the lead. Let's put ourselves in position to bring it home. Guys, we'll see if they've got what it takes to get it done.
You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
No question. That's their goal down the stretch here. I think finding those close-range rhythm shots.
Fuck you, bitch! I won! Fuck you! Damn. Fucking bitch. Damn. Fuck you, bitch.
Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
To stop the run. Right side, no good.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backcourt.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
They're doing a really good job of inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Here's Parker. After the made shot from Dwayne Wade. From deep, Green.
He's still in.
Rebound by the Heat. Whiteside's got his 4th rebound in this one. The baseline J. That's short off the rim. San Antonio leading by 9. Nobody near Leonard. Can't get it to go. And Miami the other way now. Wade passes to Bosch. He kicks it to Whiteside. Basket is good. The assist from Bosch.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Aldridge the screen. Parker kicks to Green. Just 5 on the clock. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Aldridge. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
This game's finally gotten away from it.
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, there's not really much they can do at this point.
The clock now can just run out for the Spurs. Leonard attacking. And there's the call on Bosch. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
5.
Here's Diaw. Stoudemire grabs the miss.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a
For him.
poor choice there.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it mattered most.
Come on, get your ass beat.
So you gonna watch the stream?
Yeah.
Alright, well, you know who you gotta pick. You say you was gonna pick him.
Fuck.
You got the team and everything. If you don't pick him, I ain't playing.
For real.
Oh yeah, you received an invitation from garbage ass lime6god's. How you came up with that name?
I don't know.
Somebody send a stream invite.
You got. Oh my fucking god.